I'm David Butler, Rice University Track and Field. I just wanted to go back and touch on the distribution of the weight of the pole within the body of the vaulter. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the history of pole vaulting to kind of give you an overview of where we get to today with an active pole drop. This is a steel vaulting pole from back anywhere between the late 40s to about 1960. This is what they jumped on. But what Ron Morris and Bob Richards told me, and by the way, Bob Richards won 3 medals in the Olympics, Ron Morris won the silver medal in 1960, they told me that the reason they didn't hold up here is because they wanted to have a counterweight to help them carry the weight of the pole. So they held down here where this silver part is to counterweight the weight of the pole so they could carry this pole without shutting their run down, not letting the weight go too early to make their hips drop and create tension, and it allowed them to sprint fast and be able to plant this pole really, really high. So they had a counterweight. Now, essentially with fiberglass vaulting, the vaulter is the counterweight. So I put a medicine ball, it's about 4 or 5 pounds here on the end of this pole. I want you to look about how balanced it is on my finger. I have it perfectly balanced. This pole is just weightless. I don't even feel anything. It's on one finger. So essentially, when I pick up a pole without a weight on the other end, like we do in the steel pole here, a counterweight, what you have to do with your right hand is you have to control the drop and become the counterweight, because you want to keep the pole from dropping too early into the front hand. If it goes too early into the front hand, it shuts things down. Various bad things happen. So I am the counterweight of making this pole weightless so that as it falls into my left hand, all I have to do is plant the pole. So we're trying to use a countering with my top hand to keep the pressure on the pole so I can allow that pole to fall into the box and then connect with it with the left hand, having as little weight as possible going through that left hand, not prematurely, but at the right time, so that I can sprint fast and get full extension into the takeoff off the plant. So that's essentially what we're trying to do with the weight of the pole. If you can imagine taking a medicine ball or a dumbbell, let's say 10 pounds, 12 pounds, 14 pounds, you carry it out here and then you rock back and try to sprint down and long jump, it's going to be extremely difficult. And that's essentially what happens to the weight of the pole. If it drops into the front hand too early, it makes the body adjust because of the lack of balance and posture and tension, and then that slows the body down. It compresses the body instead of elongates the body. So essentially what we're trying to do is just trying to keep the weight of the pole in the top hand as it falls, and then it goes into the front hand just for a split to a few seconds as the vaulter takes off and vaults.